Check, check.
Check,
Welcome.
check, 1, 2.
Welcome,
Hello.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Nice to be here with you. It's so
So nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
awesome. So tell us a little bit. I know that you're not just a DJ as well. You were also a producer and a person of many talents. So maybe tell us a little bit about how you got here.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I've loved music my whole life. I play the piano, guitar, and drums. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and yeah, I've been producing music for about 2 years now and DJing for about 5. And yeah, I think it's always been in my blood. My dad played the piano, and my mom and dad always had music in the house. So yeah, very, very excited to be here in Valencia, and I'm currently at Berkeley. I'm getting my master's in music production.
Amazing. And your DJ name, Laconi, I know it's an amalgamation. What
Yes.
inspired you to choose that?
Yes, so it's Laconi, and it stands for Los Angeles, Colorado, and New York, and it's the 3 places that I've lived and what has inspired my musical taste and choices. So whenever I'm DJing or even producing, it kind of, those 3 places have influenced all the music that I've loved to make. So anything from, like the Beach Boys, because they kind of grew up in Hermosa Beach and Manhattan Beach, which is where I'm from. And then I kind of fell in love with electronic music when I went to school in Colorado. Went to a lot of shows at Red Rocks, which is a beautiful outdoor music venue. And then I lived in New York for a couple of years, and that kind of opened my eyes to just everything else. And it's been amazing. Yeah.
Super cool. And so let's talk gear. So what were you performing on?
Yeah. So that is a Pioneer DDJ SR2, and DDJ is a digital DJ controller. So all it does is connects into my laptop via USB. So it's very easy. The CDJs are kind of the next step above this controller, but they're a lot heavier. And what I like about this is that it's pretty light, and all you need is really a USB cable to connect it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so where do you see yourself going with your music? What's your sort of next evolution after you finish school?
Definitely. So I'm currently producing and writing an EP right now, which will be done in July, like July 1st is when I'll be releasing it. So that's going to be my first official EP, and it's electronic music, and it's about 4 songs. And then after that, I would love to continue to make remixes and produce music as much as I can, living in Valencia, but also after when I move back to the United States. And kind of the dream is to go on tour and DJ my songs and play with other artists and potentially kind of open for someone else and have someone open for me one day. But yeah, that's the dream.
Really cool. And who are some of your musical influences and inspirations?
Definitely. I think my biggest one is Disclosure. But besides that, Odessa and Louis the Child, because all 3 of those, they're all technically electronic artists, but they all kind of have their own style. They also do remixes and the originals, and it's a cool mix of artists to like. But yeah, my main style of choice when I DJ is house music, but I love to throw in some throwbacks, some Spice Girls, some original stuff. Yes.
Amazing.
From the old days.
Yeah, remixes are kind of cool. A really good quote from my friend Matt Black, who's also one of the co-founders of ILBC, was, when you want to bring in something new, you have to give people 60% of what they already know and then 40% new.
Yes.
So I think that the remix thing holds true to that. Do you have any tips for people learning to do remixes? I know that's been a focus for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think something that you taught me was you can't just, or you shouldn't just have either an a cappella or an instrumental and throw a beat on it, because that, as you said, gets a bit boring, and you want to give the listener something new. So you have to have some originality. So I think for tips, people getting started in production, I would say start with the music that you know and love. So don't try to do something too crazy. Just take, a Justin Timberlake song and strip his vocals maybe, but adding like some syncopation is, I think, one thing I love to do with hi-hats and rhythms, and kind of focus on that because that kind of drives the entire song. And then other than that, adding some weird instruments, like not just piano or synths, but maybe you have like a sitar or something that you wouldn't think of usually, but something that kind of like pops out and stands out from the rest of the remixes out there.
Nice. And what's your favorite remix that you've done so far?
Ooh, I remixed a Tom Jones song. It's called Not Unusual, and it's like not unusual to be loved. So it's like an old song, but I kind of, made it electronic music, which is weird but cool. And it's, I think, a good tip with remixing is changing the tempo, I think, can be really exciting. Like if you have a change up halfway through the song or even towards the end, that will like keep the audience on their toes, and yeah, make for a really fun song.
Amazing. And what? How can people find you online? Plug your socials.
Yes, definitely. So my Instagram is at Lacony Music, which is at LACONY Music, and that's my handle for pretty much any social media. So SoundCloud, it's the same. It's just at Lacony Music, and yeah, I think that's. And then my Twitch as well, at Lacony Music.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Have you seen the other artists that are playing tonight before?
I've seen 2 out of the 3, so I'm very excited for our next one. Because I have not seen her yet.
Amazing. Amazing. And how was the experience?
Oh, it was so fun. This is a great space, and I loved not knowing what was projected behind me, so I'm excited to watch that back.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how that felt, sort of playing in front of a green screen in mixed reality. It definitely must feel a little bit different than a normal crowd.
Yeah, it's different, but it's cool. And I didn't do a great job at, pointing at myself at the cameras, but I will do that next time. But it's fun to have like a whole setup with lighting and all the wires, and yeah, it's a really cool space because there's a monitor that's over here that I didn't see what was going on, so I'm excited to see what the background visuals were.
Yeah, and now that we're kind of going into this post-COVID era, do you think that there is a future for this kind of show, or where do you think?
Oh,
it
definitely.
could
I
go?
think this is such a great idea because it's mixed. You have people on Twitch, you have people in real life, so it's a good kind of like you get the initial reactions, because if it was just streaming, I wouldn't be able to get the visual feedback that I needed. So it's cool to have both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Is Monar ready for a little interview? Sweet. We're going to get Monar in here, and we're going to ask her a few questions.
Amazing.
And then, if somebody can make sure her HDMI is plugged into channel 4 as well, so we can share her screen after they're done. But thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for playing such an amazing set.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers. All right.